Welcome to Joe's Astrology. Today is Monday, April 22nd, 2024, and I have my full moon painting there behind me. And the full moon, we have the full moon in Scorpio, the sun in Taurus, and today the moon is in Libra. And I want to talk about the full moon and the process leading up to the full moon, and then after the full moon. So with the sun, and especially in relation to Taurus. So with the sun and moon in in a new moon phase in Taurus, we are beginning a process of thinking about our values and establishing what our values are. And when the moon gets to Libra, it forms an inconjunct or a quincunx. And then it gets to Scorpio and it's full, and then it forms another inconjunct in Sagittarius. So when the moon gets to Libra, which is where we're at now, there's often a crisis point. And that's a key word for this inconjunct, especially this waxing inconjunct in Libra. There's a crisis because the Venus aspect of Taurus faces the Venus aspect of Libra, which is social and involves the other person. And their values kind of go up against these social values and the values of other people. And then when the moon gets to Scorpio, there's the potential for a merging between your values and their values, and there's a potential for transformation. There's a potential for commitment. And if those things occur, then there's another crisis on the other side, or another adjustment to be made in Sagittarius. And when that occurs, there can be an establishment of meaning in the life. There could be an establishment of a new philosophy in life, or just a philosophy in life, or a confirmation of a philosophy in life. So you could be going through a process where you're confirming your values, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get into that, but I just wanted to paint a picture for you to see this full moon specifically as it appears in Taurus and Scorpio. And I want to look more at Scorpio and look at some of the things that can occur during this full moon, during that process that I just described. Just by looking at some of the keywords for Scorpio: secret, darkness, phobia. So these things can occur when we get to that crisis point in Libra, and then we get to Scorpio and we realize that we don't want to merge. We don't want to commit. And that creates fear. That could create secrets. I don't want to reveal my true values. And then we can get to Sagittarius, and what does that create? It creates an escape. It creates you think through travel or many different things. It could be an escape in just the idea of Sagittarius being ruled by Jupiter, just having fun. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but we just kind of ignore it for the time, and we just go have fun, and around the wheel it goes until the next full moon in Scorpio. And this is happening very specific, based on specific circumstances in the life. It's not something. It's nothing to judge people on. Everyone's has their own has their own journey or their own process. Some of the other keywords we see here: fear of intimacy. We could see in all types of relationships, a person's trying to formulate their values. They get to Libra, they're um, interfacing with a lot of different people, and they get to Scorpio, and they haven't come to, they're not able to realize yet who or what they want to commit to. So then they get to the other side, to Sagittarius, and it becomes more of this broad, expansive um, energy, and there's no defined meaning. There's no meaning. It's you're still in the search. Like if we go to Sagittarius, nomad. We could see some of the keywords of Sagittarius. Nomad. The person may becomes a nomad. There is no because there is no establishment of those values. They're still on that search, and they're traveling. They could become homeless because of this. They could be considered. They could be an explorer. A person can go through this process throughout their life and become a full-time explorer. Constantly saying to that Libra inconjunct, "Oh no, this isn't what I want. I'm not going to settle on that society. There's got to be a different society out there that matches my values." A salesperson. It could be the idea that Sagittarius is involved in sales. You go through that. You start at Taurus, and it's not so much the values anymore. It's new moon in Taurus. How do I acquire more money? This is huge in our culture. I could do a video on the Taurus Scorpio full moon and money. You start the new moon in Taurus, and you're searching for money because you need money to live, or you need money to get something that you want to get. You get to Libra, and you're trying to convince the other person. You get to a crisis point. Getting close to all the work you've done up to the full moon. You're getting to that crisis point. It's time to make the deal. You get to Scorpio. You make the deal, the contract. Scorpio. You get the money, and then you get to Sagittarius, and the fun begins. You get the abundance, Sagittarius. You get the flow of you get the money that you just from the contract, and then that process starts all over again with the next customer or the next business. And these cycles can often, we don't see, this isn't a process. See, the full moon, people will get excited about the full moon. Oh, full moon in Scorpio, and this process continues over and over and over again, usually for people, until they get what they want. You think of the salesperson. If they don't make the deal, this process goes. You start the process over again, and you can do this in your life on a daily if you really want to go through it. You see people that are having more. I guess I would say dramatic in the sense that they're having difficulties in life. They can go through this on a daily basis, and that can be very troublesome. And that's probably where you see the more negative sides of Scorpio. And then you see people that even on the other side, they'll just commit. They'll just go. They'll get to that Libra space, a crisis. They can't handle it. They go into Scorpio, commit. They won't think about it. Won't discriminate. And a lot of people actually are successful this way. A lot of, I would consider, just basic uh, non-thinkers. They don't think too much about it. They just do what they're told, and they go through that process over and over and over again. And they seem to be doing very well. Through most people, they seem to be doing very well, because society has already established something for them to follow. They don't need, in their eyes, they don't need to think, or it's just the way it is for them. So that's my breakdown. I have another breakdown of the full moon. I'll link it down in the description. And not much else to say. I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great day.